Hey Sagittarius, half horse, half man. And that's really interesting, right? Because like if you go back into Greek mythology, the gods created the vegetation and the animals, right? And because the animals couldn't worship to them and communicate with them, they decided to make humans, right? The mud man, the wooden man, and eventually the human form came and derived from the agricultural vegetation that was already created, right? So when you see Sagittarius, Sagittarius is like emerging out of like an animal, right? Which is the evolution of human form and why humans were formed the way we are now. And that's in Greek mythology. And that's why when it's coming out of the horse and it's turning into a human, the human is then now directed towards the sky, which is the arrow pointing, which is the connection that everything derived from the earth is a connection to being connected to the ethers, right? To spiritual consciousness, to enlightenment, to meditation, to higher perspective, philosophy, education, and so on and so forth. Okay. Okay. Sagittarius, let's get you a card. I had a dream, Sagittarius, a few years ago that I was in this cave with a whole bunch of kids. And outside of the cave, there was like a whole war happening. And I mean, I would just say there was like hundreds of kids in this cave. And we were trying to find a way to get away from that war. But we had to do it by going deeper into the cave. And there was like a tunnel on the right-hand side and it was really dark. And we had like a little lamp and we just went. Right? That could have been a past life memory, or it could have been a vision, a message. It could be many different things, and you can interpret that dream however you feel fit, right? I don't believe that dreams have any type of definition to one thing. I think dreams are very abstract, and it can mean multiple different things. So yeah. And, and you could sit here and say, oh, well, the perspective of the cards came down. Give me 1 second. And the perspective of knowing where you're going, right, could be derived inside of that dream, right? Not knowing where that dark tunnel is going to take you. And that's really the whole essence of what Sagittariuses are. Sagittariuses are not really aware and cognizant about really defining their journey. They're just in the journey. That's why like Sagittariuses make great like runners. They walk really fast, and they love race cars and sports cars and motorcycles and airplanes, and like they have to always be on like whoosh, the Knight of Cups. Sagittarius, you're going to be given a lantern. I know it's a cup, but I see a lantern. You're going to be giving a lantern, and that lantern is going to have enough oil for your journey. Whatever journey, you're probably in the journey right now. You're probably about to go into the journey, or you're probably on the path to find out that you're about to change your direction. You're about to change. Your whole life is about to change. And it's not going to be bad. It's going to be so good. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to walk into a space of a lot of happiness. I see travel. I see expansion. I see the past coming around, right? This could be a person. This could be a past passion that you were passionate about in the past or in a past life, right? So this could be a past life regression that you could be embarking in. And there's gonna be love. Absolutely. Beautiful. And now the love can also be the love of the community, or this could be a relationship stepping into your life. Now you're going to be giving an oil, and that oil is only going to be just enough for you to go on that journey. Now the whole fact about this journey is when you're in this journey, okay, you don't want to turn on that lantern when you are walking. You want to turn it on when you are resting. You don't want people around you. I'm hearing you have a few people around you that are too focused on where you're going. Do not tell them where you are going. And how do you do that? Well, just not really, showing where you're going. Like in the Bible, when Jesus was going from one town to the other town, he could have taken a shorter route, But him taking that shorter route would have exposed him to the Pharisees that were already trying to kill him. So he decided to take a longer route. So that could mean the reason why you should use the oil when you are resting is because it's suggested that you take the longer route than if you take the shorter route, because the shorter route you will expose yourself to certain individuals that you don't want to be exposed to. So, all right, Sagittarius, I'm going to leave it there, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.